How's it going, Scrub Gamers? Welcome back to a new video here at Scrub Games, and today we've got something new. We've got some a new series I'm going to start doing, and we're going to call that the Local Spotlight. And I thought the best one to start off with was Denzel's Wish Shenron, because if you haven't seen the upload or from the details of the event, Denzel has taken second place with his Wish Shenron deck, and it's actually a quite amazing deck. Do you want to say hi, Denzel?
Hi, hello.
So you brought to the locals Wish Shenron, a leader all the way back from set 5, which no one's really seen play in a good while, and ended up doing very well, going 4-1 in the end with what looks to be a really interesting list. Do you want to go put any input about about the list?
Okay, so this is it's a tricolor deck. You can call it this way, but it's mostly red. So I will start with the blue stuff. So in blue spot we have 4 copies of Senzu, obviously for defense and charge, and our main engine, which is Spawn, Dreams of Talent, which is very useful to trigger as a condition for my wish card.
Yeah,
with a show in a moment, and 1 Kakarot as a additional blue card. So we're having 9 blue cards. Then let's go with black cards. So 2 negative energy charge, that's a negate. When we negate, we add 1 Dragon Ball from drop to hand. Obviously it's live in this deck from turn 1 because we have Dragon Balls there already. 2 Bullmas. They are just you can shuffle 3 cards from energy cost 3 and higher to deck, and then draw 1 card. It's like it might be useful to go along with Pan as a 1-drop. I will explain in a moment. And this is and actually I will both monster an extra card, which is Wish to Porunga. So the way this card is triggered, we need to choose 1 card on our side and 1 card in opponent's battle area with the same cost. So that's why Pan is very useful, because if we play Pan, it's a 1 cost, then I can give it to my opponent and he has a 1 cost in play, and then I need any 1 cost on my side, which with Porunga I'm choosing the Pan and any other 1 cost on my side. And the effect is that all other battle cards are shuffled into deck, ignoring barrier, and hands of both players are shuffled into deck, and then both players draw 5 cards. So this is basically reset field, reset hand. And this wish can only be activated if your leader is Red Shenron, and with leader skill, it can be activated without paying energy cost. Once per turn, I can activate wish card. So this is a very good control mechanism.
Yeah, I know. I experienced it for the last round, and that was just annoying. Just being able to establish a huge hand and then have it all taken away with you. Yeah.
So that's the main gimmick of the deck.
Yeah.
Activating wish to and Pan made this deck, made this mechanic, made this play available. Because before Pan it was possible to do it, but not as easy as now.
Because now you've got a consistent way to actually give your opponent a 1-drop to go with your 1-drop. Yeah.
So from floodgates to protect or Wish Shenron. I modified this deck many times, so sometimes I put something or take it out. I'm still working on the deck. 7 Dragon Balls, just a regular 7 Dragon Balls, nothing, no 1-drop or 2-drop Dragon Balls, just 7 heroes.
Yeah.
1 Max Kamehameha to,
Extra negate, you can just make use of your drop that you can't get back to get an extra negate.
Yep. 1 Vermilion Science, since we are running 3 colors. If you count black, it's actually, sometimes I can even have 4 colors in energy. Sparking Super Combo, Trunks, which is a go-to super combo in Shenron deck.
Yeah.
And now the green stuff. Green stuff is mostly for combo, because it's a sell, pay 1, draw 1, and roll it to remove combo, which is very useful if you want to slow down your opponent's Z charge.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a 10k combo, because if your opponent is using super combo, you can remove it. So it's in best case scenario, it's like a 10k.
Yeah. And
it's slowing the Z charge of your opponent. I'm not playing any green cards except the Jiren from Z deck, so it's just for combo and for charge.
Yeah.
Okay, so the red stuff is our Unison would be Jiren, be the Legend of Universe 11. And then our Floodgate, which is Topo. Yeah, I'm running ton of Floodgates because, yeah, 4 Topos, Oceanos, and Protector. Yeah, this deck is very passive for the first, at least for first 3 turns. So I need first 3 turns. I just need to survive and defend.
Yeah.
And then play Jiren. And yeah, some bigger cards that we run are Gated Rio, which I can put under my Unison, and even if I reset the field with Wish Porunga, I can later play Gated Rio from under my Unison.
Yeah.
Okay. Goku GT, same as Cell, but it's red.
Yeah.
For combo power. And yeah, so the spice I've added recently is Gogeta GT.
Yeah.
Just because this Goku is a 20k Goku GT, so why not? And this, yeah, you can add any Vegeta because I'm not playing it just for charge or for target for Gogeta.
Yeah.
And some like Spice Mechanized Planet and 1 copy of Gohan. I can play it for 2 energy if I have only 3 other cards in hand, and if he happens to kill a battle card on swing, I mean during battle, it burns 2 damage from my opponent. And since I'm using Wish to Porunga, I usually have low hand myself.
Yeah.
So playing this guy for 2 is, yeah, not a problem usually.
Yeah, especially after, yeah, if you reset the board, get on the 5, you can then, yeah, just spend a few cards in your hand with something, like say your Unison, and then after that it's then enough to just drop it down, and imagine that's one of the good targets for your leader as well to give triple attack to, isn't it?
Yeah, triple attack on this guy is, I mean, depending on the color I'm facing, but in some scenarios can be very good. I don't have like a legit side deck because I'm still building this deck.
Yeah.
So I don't know which matchups are problematic, but definitely I would put into side deck Shin, which is blocking the 8-drop from attacking, and stuff like Dragon Radar for the longer games. If I expect game to go long, like having 2 Dragon Riders in deck is very useful to get back Porunga or just for draw power.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my Z deck, I'm running 3 copies of Majin Buu.
Yeah, it's just a really good generic one for black leaders.
Yeah. 1 copy of Defender of Life. It's also a good target for my leader because it's 20k with barrier. And yeah, so if my opponent is at 4, I play this guy, drop him down to 3, and then give him triple attack, so he becomes 30k triple attacker, double striker.
Yeah.
With barrier, which is relevant. And the other red guy is Ultra Instinct Goku. He's a 3-cost, deflect, barrier, and wall attack. So yeah, if my opponent is like at 2 life or something, yeah, very low. If I play this guy, attack him once, withstand him, and then give my leader skill to him, he gains triple attack then and another 10k. So we can attack with him 4 times.
Yeah.
and Unison Killer, Jiren. So usually I don't charge like full green energy, but when I'm playing against deck who's like very reliant on Unison, I will just charge full green energy and play Jiren, just one hit the Unison.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because it's a nice little thing just to have access in your Z energy, because you can't play any of the main, like the good green cards that are restricted to green leaders to kill Unison. So that's a good still choice for the Z deck as well.
Yeah, and Jiren also has the ability that he cannot be removed by skills, which is relevant in many matchups. So, for example, in blue, it cannot be bottom decked by Beerus or anything like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the same thing, like he's a 25 double striker. With leader kill, he's a 35 double striker, triple attacker.
And he's also, yeah, as you said, another target. Like most of your Z deck are like just good targets for the leader's effect to just use as a finisher, which is great. So like you don't have to use your hand, keep your hand 5 cards in hand, get something straight out of the Z deck without using your hand to get a finisher, which is really good.
Yeah, so the best part about this deck is obviously the Wish to Porunga, because it's like I can defend early, not worrying about how many cards I use for defense, because I will reset the hand either way. Mm-hmm. And after that, I can go until after I play Jiren, I can start, putting some pressure on my opponent. And because in turn 1, 2, 3, nothing is happening in this deck besides drawing and defending. Mm-hmm. I can start attacking at turn 4 usually.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes if my opponent is like, if I'm playing against like a very aggressive deck, and he's like, he used a lot of resources just to attack me, and I know he doesn't have like a good defense, I can just at turn 3 play this Goku, and with leader speed give him people attack and try to, flop back on my opponent. So it definitely has some offensive capabilities if you time it right. Obviously against you, I was just like, game was like, it was like turn 10. I was like, whatever, just go with it.
Yeah.
And you countered me with Violent Race, so that was painful. And I mean, I could have dragged this game longer, but it was, I think we were already out of time.
Yeah, we're already going over time just to see how it would go.
Yeah, and this build is a little bit different than I played last week, because like I'm still working on it, and in the build last week, the stuff I didn't have those egg drops, neither of them, because I was relying heavy on the Z card or Gohan. I think I had 2 copies of Gohan, and the rest of the cards were mostly the same.
One thing I did want to ask is that is there any reason for why you prefer the Jiren Unison over, say, like Baby, which could get you net you a card plus absorb some of your opponents and be a little bit stickier?
Maybe Baby would be better. Honestly, I don't have Baby, so I didn't even consider him since I don't have him.
Okay.
So he might be better, maybe. I was also thinking about Red Shenron he dropped, because he has an ability to look at my opponent's hand. So if I go with Wish to Porunga, so he reset the hand, and now my opponent have 5 cards, and then I -2 on Shenron, I can see the 5 cards, and then I know if I can push the game or not.
Yeah.
So even Shenron Unison would be nice instead of Jiren. But yeah, Jiren is usually very good middle ground, because he's a double striker. So, and yeah, this -10 on play in some matchups is very useful, and yeah, and -3 in defense can be also very useful. I don't know, maybe would be the better choice, but I guess it would depend on the matchup.
That's true, yeah. And also, because it's as such like quite an interesting deck. It's a Wish leader, which Wish doesn't really see much use nowadays. Like outside of maybe Wish Samasu, I've seen a bit of play. It's quite an interesting deck, especially with that Desire card that I've never really ever seen play. How did you come up with the idea for this deck?
I mean, I build a new deck every week, so I have like 40 or 50 decks maybe, probably. Wow. Something like that, because every deck I'm searching for some leader that I can work on, you know, and I play many junk leaders, like really junk leaders that nobody else beside me is playing.
Yeah.
Like I can show you the two decks, for example. Where is it? Yeah, this is my announcer deck, for example, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I also have Dr. Ujo deck, which I never seen anybody else play, and yeah, I like playing stuff that I can do something with, you know, because the meta is basically if I see someone else playing some deck, I don't want to play that deck.
Yeah.
Unless I have a very good idea how to play it like totally different. If I was supposed to do the same thing as someone else is doing, I see no fun in that.
Yeah, I understand that. Because I've been interested in playing the Broly Surge, like trying out a bit more now with the Zenkai series and stuff, but I just haven't gotten around to actually wanting to. I know it has topped recently on the weekend, which was nice to see. But yeah, having something like this, like an odd leader, like I've got quite a few leaders the same, like in box that I've just looked at and thought this does seem like it'd be interesting. It's just then trying to take the time to figure out how you could potentially make it actually work. It's just the fun part.
Yeah. So in general, this deck it's I haven't played the top meta decks yet, so I'm not sure how it would work against them.
Yeah.
But against Android 21 or Camber or it seems to work fine. And yeah, I played this leader with every color combination. I played it with Cyberman with the Nappa skill for Cyberman and Successor. Then I played it with Android Super 17, which burns your life to 4 and then taps your energy. Then I played it with Skillless and 3-drop Gohan with Dual Strike Double Attacker and Skillless Engine and yeah, Healing Pod, so a lot of draw power. Then I played it with 7-drop Zamasu, Green Stuff, which is also very good for hand destruction. And yeah, now I've built this deck with the how is it called? Gravity Overground for only Zamasu and Goku Black.
Yeah.
So it's like many different versions of what this leader can be done. Because yeah, leader itself doesn't have like its own engine, so you can put anything here.
Yeah, because I've even got my own version with using the Catapesta chain, because you can get that out and then get so many attacks out of that 6-drop, which was just so much fun when I used to play it.
Yeah. So yeah, I would guess that if I would play Catapesta, I would play the Personal Ambition Wish, because it gives you additional energy if you activate it with leader, for example.
Yeah.
That might be option. So yeah, there's like a ton of wish cards you can activate. So yeah, for Zamasu, for example, for the Zamasu build, I have it here. Same leader, different deck. It's a blue-yellow. I'm running Assembling the Squad and Personal Ambition. So it's totally different build.
Yeah.
But I can play tragedy every game. I play tragedy at turn 4, so it stops your opponent from playing anything that is 4 or more. And yeah, and thanks to assembling the squad, you can play your Zamasus and Goku Blacks way easier with the leader here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the leader has a lot of potential for different builds to put in, and yeah, it's a cool leader, very versatile, and yeah.
Yeah, it's nice on the wish leaders because you can be so generic. Like I'm waiting for the garlic one because I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. But that's one of the great things I liked about the wish era was that you have quite a few different like you had some leaders that were like so generic and it was fun to deck build, and then you had crazy combinations like this, which was great. But yeah, that is the deck profile. I'll have the link down in the description for anybody who wants to check out and potentially build it, try out on Untap and stuff themselves. But apart from that, Denzel, do you want to do any shout outs for anybody or anything like that?
Yeah, shout out to all the players, because I'm actually running the Polish Discord channel. So shout out to all the players playing there, and shout out to all the players from my local areas in Katowice and Kraków. And yeah, that's it. It was good talking, and I'm happy to be here. And yeah, it's nice pairing something that is a little bit on the fringe side of the game.
Yeah, it's nice to see when you get someone who makes something quite interesting like a deck like this and actually does well with it. It's always nice to do a little spotlight to actually showcase it, because it's not often you get something as interesting as a deck like this.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and check us out next time. Bye for now.
Yeah, thanks for that. Bye.